What is going on, guys? Same old reviews here, and I'm back with doing episode reviews of Survivor. It's been a while since I've done these episode reviews on Survivor. Most of you all my channel from the very beginning, most of you know that. Remember 2016, I did start doing episode reviews of Survivor. I did with every episode kind of wrong, and I viewed everyone else's Gen X, and even a couple on Game Changers and Super Seals Hustlers. I don't fully remember why I stopped doing them. I think it was because I was doing too much at the time, or I was doing a lot of the time, or whatever, so I decided to just stop doing them. But honestly, I actually kind of miss doing these episode reviews, and I really love time on Survivor. I mean, most of you know I'm a huge Survivor fan. It's one of my favorite shows ever. I'm pretty much an obsessive fan of the show. I always adore watching it. So I figured, why not continue? Why not? With the new season, why not go back to doing weekly episode reviews? That's every Thursday or Friday, depending on how I'm feeling. I will be doing weekly episode reviews of Survivor. Now I'm here and I hope you'll enjoy this, and just let me know if you want me to continue doing this. And now I'm going to discuss the first episode of Survivor: Edge of Extinction, the premiere episode titled "It Smells Like Success." Before we're also these reviews will be spoiler filled. I'm going to get in detail, and I really can't talk about this episode without getting into full detail about these episodes. I'm talking like details like who got voted out and what happened in these episodes. So if you haven't seen the episode, do watch it. So if you don't see about spoilers, just enjoy the show. Survivor Extinction is the 38th season of this show. Man, Survivor is on the show on its 38th season. 38th. And this season we got 14 new contestants competing for $1 million in the title of Survivor. Well, not only got 14 new ones, we also got 4 returning players. And I'll get a little more into the screenplays a little bit, but basically the big thing on season is Extinction Island, which is basically kind of like different island, which was something that was used in earlier seasons, where basically contestants kind of being duels to try and get back in the game. It's kind of like except without the weekly duels and all that, and contestants can choose whether they want to go on this island or not, or they can choose any time to leave the island. And I guess by law another guy in the game, and the cast doesn't even know about this twist, which I don't know, it was a pretty interesting thing actually. And basically, contestants end up surviving on this island that's kind of like with no shelter or no food or anything. They must try to survive the hardness in order to have a chance to get back in the game. And in fact, the contestants don't even know about this. It's actually kind of interesting, so I'll definitely get them that. So again, we got 14 new contestants competing. And definitely a very interesting cast so far when I looked up. But again, like I said, we got 4 returning players. 3 are competing for the 3rd time, and 1's competing the 2nd time. I'm going to talk a little bit about these returning players. First, you got Aubrey Bracco, who competed in the 32nd season Count Wrong and finished 2nd. And she competed in the 34th season Game Changers and finished 5th. Aubrey's always been like an up and down contestant. Like, there are moments where I really liked her and I was kind of rooting for her, and there are moments I was like, really? Like I said, very up and down. Like, I didn't like the most of Count Wrong, and Game Changer she was doing fine, but she didn't really stand out much last season, honestly, at least for me. But she doesn't have moments, but she really stand out last season for me, though. I was kind of interested to see her come back again. Again, I'm very up and down testing, but I'm still interested in seeing her again. And then there's Joe Anglin from Survivor Worlds Apart, the 30th season, where he finished 10th. And Survivor Second Chance, where he finished 8th. And Joe's one I definitely do love. He's definitely kind of, it's like one of the contestants where he's just so likable and charming that you can't help but love the guy. He's definitely never being a challenge beast, though, and I was kind of a little worried that it might be a fall. And when I found his competing again, I thought that might be a fall for him, honestly, because he's kind of a challenge beast. So let's see how that goes with Joe. But I'll start seeing him again. You got Kelly Wentworth, who is my Survivor celebrity crush. I fucking love Kelly Wentworth. Like, the first time she appeared, she was being on their sword, the 29th season. But she ended up getting brought out very early, honestly, didn't start that much of the season. But the Second Chance season, which finished 4th, is where I truly fell in love with Kelly Wentworth. And now she's gorgeous, but she's a true power player, and she's really dominant, and she really just. I never expected to love Kelly Wentworth, but she pretty much was one of the reasons why that season was so amazing. And if she honestly had made it to the end of that season, she definitely would have won. Without question. I mean, she's a true dominant player. And then lastly, the person I am actually most excited to come back, David Wright, who competed in Millennials vs. Gen X, which I did view all the episodes on. And those we don't think the greatest now, but you can still check those out on my channel. But he began that season where he finished fourth, and like Kelly Wentworth and Chance, he was one of the reasons why that season was so great. Like he basically was someone that went from being someone who was just afraid and scared to end up being a true power player. He basically went from the bottom to the top just like that. Like he's not a good fighting animals, but he's just a great person. Just someone that I can't imagine anybody not liking, honestly. Like he's such a great player, but not a great person. Like when I found his comeback, I truly was excited, honestly. And like Kelly Wentworth, if he had made to the end, he would have won. Like I was definitely very excited when I found that these contestants were returning. Basically, we got 2 crafts this season filled with 9 contestants. First, we get the Manu Tri filled with contestants filled with new contestants: Ring Daly, Dan Wardock Del Silva, Rick Devins, Wendy Diaz, Lauren O'Connell, Keith Sunderland, Keith Sowell, Chris Underwood, Kelly Wentworth, and David Wright. Then we got the Combat Tribe filled with the players Joe Angman, Ron Bronco, but new contestants like Victoria Bandimon, I apologize for that name, Julie Carter, Ron Clark, who's apparently like some teacher, some teacher, whatever. Eric Heffman, I apologize for that name. Aurora McCreary, Julian Rosenberg, and Gavin Winston. Those are the tribes, and those are new contestants. But now talking about contestants, let's get into a lot of stuff out of the season. Now, how do I feel about the premiere episode as a whole? Overall, I'd say I enjoyed the premiere episode. I definitely enjoyed the premiere episode. There was a lot I really did like and enjoy about this episode. But I don't know, part of me kind of feels a little let down, honestly. Like, it's not a bad episode. It's not deeply bad or anything. Like, I say I enjoyed it. But there were some couple things that kind of bothered me about the episode. Also, I think the biggest one, I think that the biggest thing I found problematic with this episode is the fact that it was 60 minutes. I know that's weird, but most of the premieres so far lately have been either like 90 minutes or 2 hours. Like, honestly, I don't remember the last time Star Wars was like, right, the premiere episode at least was like bigger 60 minutes. Like, honestly, I was kind of surprised when I found that episode was going to be 60 minutes. Like, because I remember the premiere usually being getting 90 minutes or 2 hours to get into full details about these contestants and relationships and keep an idea what season could bring. I mean, last 3 seasons, David vs. Goliath was definitely a prime example of that. And even Heroes for Hustle was definitely a prime example of getting you really into what you can expect from the season. I thought the episode didn't do that. That's not the episode did. It's just I can tell that there were a few areas and moments where the episode kind of feel a little jarring to the editing and feel rushed in certain areas. Like I kind of noticed that in a few areas here. Like I don't know if I really wanted to doubt that about this episode, but I thought that how I felt throughout some parts of this episode. And it's not saying that anything any good about the episode, because it does give you some very interesting things about the season. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it was an minutes long, I would have been way more interested, and I would have been just. And it could have spoiled a few more of these contestants and what you can expect from them once, because those few will be hardly. There are a few contestants that we hardly got heard anything, or we didn't hear anything at all, honestly. And one of the episodes that will give you a hint about every contestant and what you can expect from them, what is interesting about them, and again, I hope I can't explain this right, but basically what I'm trying to say is that this one was a episode longer and could dive more into these contestants. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But there are still some interesting stuff about her. There are aspects I'm definitely interested in. Like, you got Wendy, who's kind of a very fun and joyful person outside with her blue hair. And you got Ron Clark, who's definitely interesting. He's got the secret advantage, which is called an advantage menu, where You can choose between an extra vote, steal a reward, and I forget what the other one was honestly at the moment, but and it's something you can use after the first Tribal Council, so I thought that was interesting. And you got Rick, who seems like and you got Rick, someone that could be mentioned number 4, then you got the Reem, who I'll definitely get more into a little bit. She's like one of those very muddly type of figures who a lot of people are kind of annoyed by, but she kind of meant well. I like her as well. Of course, the returning players can about time to shine. They were trying to fix a lot of mistakes they made in previous seasons, and they were trying to play different approaches or different things. And a lot of people kept approaching to them, whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see how these current players play throughout the season, especially Kelly Wentworth and Joe. I think I believe Joe's a big target because him being a challenge beast, like I said, and Kelly Wentworth and he's a legend, so that's also definitely gonna be how much it's gonna make it. And they got Lauren, who's definitely not cyber celebrity crush because she is gorgeous. Like my god, like she's very attractive here, but she's not definitely not to be someone like my playful on the game. Then got Keith, who seemed like a pretty cool guy and one that could be the report. They meet Gavin, and more about is pretty cool. He has some funny moments here. You can get some cool relationship moments like some people and Kelly, and even something Eric and Gavin that are pretty cool. You get this very hilarious and odd exchange between Keith and Reem that was kind of odd and weird, but it was kind of smiling honestly. So yeah. And I got the Mew challenge. I thought it was actually pretty fun, definitely. Pretty fun, especially near the end where I actually didn't know Trump was going to win, and I thought one Trump was going to win, but the Trump ended up catching up, so I was hoping, yeah. But it was odd thing where Kelly would end up banging your head, and honestly, and just the transition of that was kind of weird, but whatever. Whatever. There were a few contestants here that were kind of get pushed aside or hardly got any confessions or no credits at all, like Chris and Julia. I know they didn't get anything. Like, who's Chris and Julia? Exactly. They were actually in to fund them. So hopefully we can see more of the future episodes. And hoping and then got a heated yet hilarious drop council where people kind of more focused on Reem and her moneyness, and no surprise she ended up getting the boot, which I don't know if that was a surprise honestly, but I kind of expected it. And she got up by 4-3-1-1 votes where Chris, David, Keith, and Rick voted Reem, Wentworth, Lauren, and Wardog voted Wendy, Reed voted for Wentworth, and Wendy voted Lauren. So yeah, it was kind of not surprising because the council recommended about her honestly. It's probably one thing to cut more votes than I expected on him. I mean, there was Justin kind of voting her out, but I was kind of wasn't expecting that, whatever. But we have out Jenna going through Extinction Island, which is something that's kind of stuck up in the air about because that was honestly what was my main. That's something I was kind of curious, but yet kind of nervous about with Extinction Island because like I said before, it felt kind of like Redemption Island in a way, honestly, and. But the Island was something that did sound good on paper, but wasn't fully executed. I don't know if that was because of the cast or how it was handled, but for the first 2 seasons that it was used, I hated Redemption Island. I thought it kind of ruined some momentum. The votes were kind of predictable as all hell, but anyway, but still, I thought Redemption Island was really the best executed. At least I thought it worked so well, both as well, which I consider probably some of my top 5 or even top 10 best seasons of the show. It's because of how they. It's because of the concept of contestant of former their loved ones. I thought that was actually very interesting than they did. And that's also the best I've seen that they've done on them was because of that concept, like I mentioned. And he included a new contestant, so it's more than execution. Like maybe even a couple more episodes, I have my full take on Extinction Island. And I think basically workers can choose where they want to go on the island if they want to the game. Of course, they choose it, and it's kind of like a desert island, which you must learn how to survive and all that, and then to get a chance to come back in the game. And I don't know, they have like this. I don't know what I was gonna do with this thing, honestly, but again, still kind of being that bad. But hopefully, I'll be able to like it. And hopefully, it makes it a lot more interesting. And next episode, they'll let more Korean players be more targeted, so we'll see what happens with that, honestly. But overall, I enjoyed this new episode. There was a lot I liked about this episode. There's a lot I enjoyed here. But at the same time, there was some elements that did kind of let me down a bit. Again, I do wish the episode was a little longer. I do wish I got to know a few more contestants. I mean, it did let me interested and intrigued enough to where I do want to keep watching. I'm sorry for that. I probably was watching it anyway. I mean, I'm watching that huge Friday night, so I am still interested to see how the season will play, and hopefully the season will get better as it goes along. Again, I can say I enjoyed this episode, but I cannot be a little down here, but we'll see how the season goes. I'm definitely curious about some of these contestants, about some relationships, about some elements. So we'll see how it goes. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my premiere episode review of the first episode of Survivor Enter Extinction. It smells like success. Hope you all enjoyed this episode review. If you're a Survivor fan and you have seen this episode, feel free to comment down below. Did you actually enjoy it, or actually love it, or some of you actually felt a little disappointed like I was? Feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you want me to continue more of these episode reviews. And if I really miss doing that, and I want to continue talking about my love for this show, as a person, I'm a huge fan Survivor, so again, sure, let me know if you want me to continue these episode reviews and all that. And stay tuned. Again, I do promise I still have my Kingdom Hearts rank down very soon. Don't want to keep doing it, but somewhere this weekend I will have my ranking on the Kingdom Hearts game. So if you below, and I might have a couple more topics coming very soon and a couple more reviews. I do have my Happy That Day 2 coming very soon, and maybe a couple of reviews. We'll see. And I might be doing the gameplay videos very soon. So be on the lookout for that. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I honestly truly do appreciate. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all my social media sites, all the description down below. I am Stardust-One-World from Stardust-One-Worldreviews. I will see you guys next time, and stay cool, everybody. Peace. Survivor!